Okay, rewinders. I want to talk today about the overriding principles and philosophies of the rewind protocol, why we do what we do. Some of you did today's workout, and some of you were like, man, that's not enough work. And that's just because you're a little sick in the brain, because for the last umpteen years, you've thought that the only worthy workout was the workout that you beat the living hell out of yourself for and left yourself in a pile of mess on the floor. Understand a couple of things. When you're very young, or before you become burnout, if you are very young, that will serve you pretty well. And that will serve you really well right up until it won't anymore. And the day that it won't anymore is the last day of your life that you'll get anything out of a workout like that. So let me tell you why that doesn't work, okay? The Rewind program is all about balancing hormones. I put it down here because we don't want to address it head on. There are two things that we want to address head on, right? And one of the reasons that we stop gaining from those workouts where we beat the hell out of ourselves is because our hormones eventually become out of whack. Here's my theory. I can't prove this yet, but I know this is coming, and you're about 10 years ahead of the curve, okay? The theory is that every time you work out like that, you teach your body how to increase cortisol and all of these other stress hormones, adrenals and such like that. That's why we get adrenal fatigue. It's why we really start feeling like hell as we go, right? That is what we do. We teach our body to do that. And for a while, your body will increase fitness despite the fact that it has all of these terrible hormones and such, right? Now, the thing is over time, this little system that beats the hell out of itself and increases the cortisol, it will always be better and better at increasing cortisol or stress hormone. This one, however, has a top out mode. Now, the more this goes up, the more topped out this one is, and eventually your body's ability to adapt and become stronger decreases, and then the gap between these two things screw up. And there's only one way to reverse this. You have to learn to shut the bad hormones off, and the only way to do that is by giving your body a dose of good hormones. Now, that means that we have two major concerns, only really two, and then that'll do the balance the hormones thing. Okay, the first major concern is you need to increase muscle. When you do, we get a shot of testosterone. When we do the right things to increase muscle, we get a little shot of testosterone, we get a little shot of growth hormone, a little serotonin, a little dopamine. All of the good things that happen with exercise can be done if you're building muscle. And if you build a little bit of muscle, you know you've got those things going on, right? You also know that the stress hormone comes down because you can't build muscle in the presence of that stress hormone. So our job is to build muscle. If we know we can build muscle by taking it a little easy, right? The muscle building's cool, right? But if we build your muscle and we build your strength, then we shut off cortisone a little bit. And that's what you guys are all stressed about. You're like, I don't know if I'm going hard enough. Let it go. Let it go, okay? Your major overall concern is I want to build muscle right now. If I'm building muscle, I'm on the right track because then my hormones are turned on, the good ones, right? And we're slowing down the slow. The second thing that you and I want to do and be majorly concerned with is inflammation, anti-inflammation. We don't want to do a thing that increases inflammation. So we're out here on the floor, we're beating the hell out of ourselves. We've got a little hitch in our giddy up, but we work through it. Increases inflammation. And here's the deal. Inflammation is systemic. It has always been. Dentists will tell you that inflammation in a tooth causes your heart attack. How? Yeah, because it's systemic. So your thought is every time I do something that increases my inflammation, I increase cortisol, I increase adrenals, things like this that make me crazy, right? If I increase my inflammation, I cannot build muscle. So your two major overriding concerns with this program are A, build muscle. Don't do anything that would interrupt that, okay? When you build the muscle, it'll call for those good hormones. Everybody gets crazy, like, I'm gonna take some growth hormone and I'm gonna give myself a shot of testosterone. You're crazy if you think just giving yourself an injection will help you. It won't. If your body isn't calling for it, you're just putting crap in your veins, okay? So if you can build muscle, it'll call for the hormones. That turns the hormones on. You guys and gals that want to increase your testosterone, tell your body it needs it. And do this by increasing muscle, increase your strength. And maybe not forever and ever. I've done pretty good. Ladies won't like it. But if you increase muscle, your metabolism goes up. Your hormones go up, right? You feel better. You're not foggy in your head. And by the way, what's that fogginess in your head? Inflammation. It's global. It's systemic, right? You used to think it was just happening in your biceps. It doesn't. It happens in your brain. It happens in your heart. It happens in your appetite. It affects your sleep. This is bad. So we're going to reverse all that. And in the next 6 weeks, all we care about, increase muscle, please. Don't interrupt this. Just let your body do its thing. Decrease inflammation, and that will balance your hormones. And those are the overriding principles and philosophies and the 3 major concerns that you should be taking into account when doing the rewind, and maybe for the rest of your life.